If you come across this video, I assume you are trying to start a brand new vinyl collection, and you're in the right place. I'm Ollie and I've been collecting vinyls for the past 4 years, and I've made this video to help you start your record collection. This video is for anyone who may just have a handful of vinyls lying around and you're looking to build up your collection, or you have nothing at all and you're just looking at where to start. Wouldn't highly recommend this video to anyone who has been collecting for the past number of years and has a collection going, but that doesn't mean you guys may not learn anything or any tips from this video. And it may be worth checking out comments, because some of those experts may mention stuff in the comments that I may have not mentioned in this video either. So let's begin with what you need to actually start. Now, the first thing you're going to need is money. Vinyl collecting is expensive, that's just the honest truth of it. If you're trying to grow a vinyl collection and you're not willing to put the money into getting that collection going, you're gonna find it tricky to start growing that collection. It doesn't mean you can't, it just means you have to set some boundaries, you have to budget well, and you have to pick the right times to buy. So the first thing is money. The second thing is actually something you don't technically need, but if you're gonna actually want to listen to your vinyl records, you're gonna have to have it, and that is a vinyl player itself. You can just about see mine down here. And for me, this one was just something I picked up. I think I actually got it as a Christmas present for about, want to say this one was something off eBay for about 50 quid, and you do have to be careful with vinyl records you go for sometimes. I feel like this is one of the ones, and it's a poor example to show, but it is one of those ones where some vinyl players, they do actually damage the disc of records, so you've got to kind of be careful with which ones you pick. This one served me fine. I haven't actually used it in a little while, but if you're going to get vinyl records and you're going to actually want to listen to them, you're going to have to find a good vinyl player to get. This one's fairly basic. I'd say this is on the lower end, and that was about 50 quid, as I already said. You might want to try and invest a bit more into it, like 100, if you really want to have a good sounding, like an actual sound system to it. You're going to be looking above 100 quid. Third thing you're going to want to get is just some cleaning products, just to keep your vinyls clean. It's basically just like a cloth. You can also get some sprays that help. It's pretty easy to find. Amazon have some simple cleaning products that you just type it in. I know HMV have like a vinyl cleaning set. It's a fairly easy thing to find. I think it will cost you anywhere from like £5 to £20, depending how many items you actually get. Now, this is an important one. This is the fourth and final thing I say that you'll definitely need for vinyl collecting, and that is storage. So for me, I basically started out with just some crates. I got these as a Christmas present. Again, I think I got like 2 or 3 of them because my collection was growing at that point, and they were super useful for when I actually needed somewhere to put all my vinyl records. One of the things you'll find when you order stuff, you actually just open and buy them, whatever, you won't have anywhere to put them, and they just start clogging up a lot of space. Like, it's surprising how much these things can actually clog up space. Or maybe it's not that surprising. But what you will find with crates like that is I've got 3 of them, or I've got up to 3 of them, and then I realized I'm just going to end up having crates everywhere, which is when I invested in the thing you can see that my Lego Daily Bugle is on. It basically got myself an actual cabinet where I could actually put my vinyls in it. And honestly, this was probably one of the best investments. And it's also actually, when you find like furniture like this where you can actually put your vinyls and it also fits into your room's aesthetic a bit more, it brings everything together and actually doesn't make it look like there's just a pile of, or like a corner in your room where there's just a bunch of vinyls there. And I would say try and find yourself something like on IKEA or something like that, and it will really help you. You'll really appreciate the space that it grants you to keep, whilst also being able to build up a large collection. Now, the possibilities of where to buy vinyls is just endless right now, so I'm just going to give you a couple of my recommendations of where I best find limited edition vinyls, where I best find cheap vinyls, where I just best find the vinyls that I'm looking for from the artists I enjoy listening to. My go-to website is recordstore.com. I just find they have like everything I kind of need at a base level, as well as having like a really unique set of collections of vinyls that I don't tend to find anywhere else. And it's a really good site if you're looking to make your own collection a bit more unique and have like more color discs and stuff like that, as well as just like rarer vinyls as well. My next recommendation is HMV. This is more of a UK brand, I believe, so if you're from America or anywhere else, then you're probably not going to be able to use this website. You might do, I don't know if it's under another name or anything, but HMV, they just have like the general selection of stuff that you might be looking for, a wide catalogue and easy to find whatever artist you're looking for. And then of course you have Amazon. Amazon's the best if you're just trying to get stuff fast, you're trying to get stuff cheap. There's always a deal going on Amazon, so you're always going to find something decent. And for the majority of the time, you're going to find the vinyl records that you are trying to look for, as long as they're not like rare vinyls or anything. I wouldn't recommend Amazon too much for limited edition stuff or making your collection more unique. However, saying that, I have got a couple off there before. However, it's a bit more harder to find those type of vinyls. Now, the next website I'm going to recommend is one called Discogs. This one is a very important one to use. So If you do end up going on sites like, say, eBay, this is where you're going to want to look out for and use Discogs, because this one isn't necessarily one you're going to want to buy your products off, although you may find that you will do. But with vinyl collecting, I've been a victim of it before, where I've come across a bootlegged thing and I brought it thinking it was a real thing when it actually wasn't. It's basically the place where if you're trying to find rare or certain vinyls that you can't seem to find anywhere else, it basically has a catalogue and an index of where these vinyls actually are and where you can buy them with links to them as well. One example I've actually used, and I actually did go on the Discogs website and actually buy it, so it is trusted. I do recommend buying off it if you can actually find what you're looking for on there. And for me, that was the Shady XIV. Is it V or just XV? It might just be XV. Yeah, it's just XV, but the Shady XV vinyl. This was actually one I was able to find at a decent price on Discogs, and I genuinely do recommend using Discogs even if you're just trying to find a certain vinyl, or verify that the vinyl you are looking at on, say, eBay is on that store, or it can actually tell you that it's a legitimate vinyl for sale. Adds a bit more trust to the whole process, and even if it's not a website you're going to buy off, it's one to use to help build that trust. Now, I've talked a lot about the online websites you can use, but there are plenty, trust me, there are plenty of great independent stores or even kind of chain type stores that are really beneficial to go to and actually buy your records physically. One of my favorite ones personally that I really enjoy going to, and I have to always stop there when I go, is one in Brighton actually. So if there's anyone in that area, Brighton has plenty of like loads of little independent record shops around, but the one I like to go to is one called Cult Records. It's got like a fun chill vibe in there with like loads of like different like indie stickers, t-shirts and whatnot, but they've also got a load of like vinyls on sale, and they've also got kind of like a, again, that kind of unique stock to them, and like tends to be a lot of time. I'm very much a hip hop and rap genre sort of vinyl collector, and there's been times where I've sort of like gone into that store and I found records where if I go to somewhere, say like HMV, I look through their stock and it's almost always the same sort of thing I come across. You always, one of the things as a hip hop collector you're always going to find is the Tyler the Creator Flower Boy album. That's going to be one you always see. But like when I go into Cult Records, they actually have like a wide selection of very different artists like within their store that I actually find appealing to actually look through and definitely pick up. So that's one recommendation I have for you if you're in the Brighton area or you ever down at that end. More kind of closer to home, I guess. This is one that I know is in London. Bristol's the one I tend to go to, but Rough Trade is definitely a really good recommendation, I guess, across the southwest sort of side of the UK. I would say they've kind of got a bit more of that underground vibe. I know a couple of those places do actual gigs within their store as well. But I think the thing that I would like to kind of like promote is that it's definitely worth going and finding local record stores near you or just some around your area. So by going to those stores, you're just helping them stay open. So that would be my advice on knowing where to buy vinyls themselves. But on the other side of that, you need to know when to buy. Now, one thing vinyl collectors love nothing more than is a good deal on a vinyl that they see and they want. And a big part of getting that deal and saving the money from the vinyl you're wanting to buy is picking the right time to buy. Now, you kind of got a couple obvious ones. One that's coming up quite soon is Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That sort of time period is always a good time to buy. That would be where I would highly recommend going on something like Amazon, because they're for sure going to have deals on vinyls that you can easily pick up. However, there is one time of year that everyone who is a vinyl collector will be aware of, and that is Record Store Day. This is basically a very special day in the vinyl collecting community. Essentially, vinyls are on sale like crazy. Go to any vinyl website, any vinyl store, there's going to be offers like mad, whether it's like 2-for-1 kind of deals or just discounted vinyls overall. You're also going to find with Record Day, you'll actually find a lot that aren't on sale, but that's because they're like new and just like Record Day exclusive vinyls. So if you're looking to make your collection unique and different, look out for your artists releasing vinyls on Record Store Day, because that's when you're going to get the most crazy or the best looking vinyls that are going to be released. And it's worth scouring any record store, any record store online, just to see what is going to be on offer. There's not always a guarantee what's going to be there, but that's when you know there's going to be something worth looking at. Another time to look, which I found one time, was like, say a store like HMV, which is quite a large retailer. You're going to want to kind of, I don't know when the time period is, but I guess it's kind of that like seasonal change round. I think this was a couple of years ago for me, but basically I came across some vinyls that I kind of wanted to pick up, but I always thought they were a bit too expensive and didn't really want to pay the price for them. And one of those was Drake's If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Now this one, I think usually goes, at least in HMV when I was looking at it, it was about 30 to 40 quid. I went into HMV this one time and they were clearly trying to sort out their stock and they were trying to get rid of vinyls and stuff. And this one was actually about, I think, £12. So I essentially saved myself nearly £20 on it. So you've got to kind of look out for certain stores and when they might change their stock around, stuff like that. I guess Urban Outfitters could be another one. But this is kind of like one of those things where it's kind of like you've got to just be in the right place at the right time and you might see something. So when to buy it is important, and it's also really important when it comes to budgeting and trying to save money on your vinyls. My advice if you really are trying to get into just collecting vinyls is just look at getting one a month. Now vinyls, depending what you're looking at, how many discs are in them, is it a limited edition or whatnot, they can range from any sort of price from, let's say £10, which is very rare, to anywhere to like 100 plus. So you've got to pick and choose what you want to buy and actually be really certain on what it is you actually want to buy as well. And I think my advice for this is like, pick what your goal is for what style of collection you want. Do you just want a vinyl collection of music of a genre that you like, which is kind of what I've gone for? I'm very much into rap and hip hop with a little bit of R&B thrown in there. So I tend to always go to, in the record store, I go to the hip hop and rap section and I'll just look through and I know what I'm kind of looking for. I know which artists I like in the genre and then I'll pick it out, and that's how I kind of decide of what I actually want. So once you decided what it is you actually want from your collection and what you want to show, I would definitely recommend giving yourself a budget of say up to £40 to £50 and just get one vinyl a month. Or you could be quite strict with it where you say, right, 50 quid, that is just going to go on vinyl records for this month. And with that 50 quid, you could actually end up getting anywhere between, like, if you're going to get something that's newer or limited edition, it's going to cost more, just the 50 quid, and that'll be your budget gone. Or what you actually might find is you could actually get yourself anywhere from 2 to 3 vinyls themselves. And that's a good way to slowly build a collection over time. And obviously you don't have to spend exactly 50 quid a month or anything. It's up to you and what works within your budget. £20 is probably like the minimum you're gonna have to need to get vinyls, or actually at least get something that you want. But again, when you're looking out for deals and stuff, you may even get more for that. £50 is probably gonna do you just enough to kind of slowly over time build your collection. So my kind of final thing to go over, which I kind of just mentioned within that little ramble about budgeting, is deciding what you actually want to buy. And end of the day, it's your choice. Like, if you want to collect just vinyls that look cool and are unique, that have colored discs, that glow in the dark, that, don't know, I know there's one that looks like it's just like a broken vinyl. I can't remember which artist it is now, but it looks like it's just half a broken vinyl, but the rest is like transparent, so it looks quite cool. If you want picture discs, anything like that, like, if that's what you want to go for and you want to go for the aesthetics of vinyls, go for it. At the end of the day, you're just having fun. You're just trying to collect as many vinyls as you can because you enjoy them for whatever reason it may be. So, hope this video has helped you kind of get at least a bit of a starting place of where you're going to go and what you're going to start collecting. Let me know what you're actually looking to get in, what artists, what style of vinyl you're wanting to get, or whatever it is, down in the comments below. If you have any other questions, please do feel free to go in the comments and ask me. I'll be happy to respond to you. Sure, some of the people around who have been watching and are into vinyls will probably also like to give their feedback as well. So go in the comments and let me know. Subscribe for more vinyl related content, and I shall see you in the next one very soon. Later.